A dashboard shows 92% story completion, 98% iteration capacity, and zero open defects. Sounds great, right? Except the team behind those numbers feels disengaged, overworked, and unsure whether they're delivering anything meaningful. And that disconnect is deeply demoralizing. That's the danger of vanity metrics. Activity based metrics might look impressive, yet they don't tell you if you're making any difference. They don't help your team feel progress, and they definitely don't show whether you're heading in the right direction. That's why outcome based metrics matter. They connect what you do to why we do it. Let's walk through 5 strategies that shift teams from checking boxes to delivering value. First, swap lag measures for lead measures. Lag measures tell you what already happened after it's too late to change anything. Lead measures give you something that you can influence now. Instead of tracking NPS after the fact, try tracking how many customer pain points were resolved during the iteration. That's a signal you can act on before the outcome arrives. Lead measures energize teams. When people know and they can see how today's choices shape tomorrow's results, they care more and they make smarter decisions based on that information. Second, use value based iteration goals. Traditional iteration goals sound like checklists. Finish stories A, B, C. But they don't say why those stories matter. Value based goals change that. So try instead reduce escalations by 30% to increase customer satisfaction. Now the goal becomes a compass. It aligns decisions, it reveals scope creep, and it invites stakeholders to focus on impact, not burn down charts. Third, reframe your retrospectives. Instead of what went well, what do we want to do, we want to do next, ask yourself what outcomes did we actually achieve? That one question resets the entire conversation. Suddenly, performance isn't about process perfections, it's about meaningful results. So try this format. Ask questions like, what was the intended outcome? How close did we get to it? What helped or hindered progress along the way? And what do we want to try differently? They're slightly different questions, and importantly so, because they focus on why this is all matters, why it's important. It turns the retrospectives into learning groups, not just rituals. Fourth, start tracking customer impact, not page views, not clicks, actual impact. Track things like time to value for new users, support ticket reduction on key workflows, or the number of customers who recommend you without being asked. Those are human centered signals. They show how your work is improving real lives, not just how often someone touched a button. It's the kind of feedback that builds genuine pride. And fifth, plan backward from the outcome. Start with the outcome. Ask, what do we want to achieve? Then work backward to identify the least amount of work needed to make progress towards that outcome. And I said least for a reason. This flips traditional planning. Instead of what can we squeeze into this iteration, ask what's the smallest meaningful step we can take toward the outcome. That one shift eliminates filler work and focuses effort on what matters most. Now let's talk about why this matters beyond productivity. Outcome based metrics provide psychological anchors. They create autonomy because the team decides how to meet the goal. They support mastery because success is measured by impact, not activity. And instill purpose because people can see the difference their work makes. Autonomy, mastery, and purpose. These are key. And this isn't just theory. Motivation science backs it up. People are more engaged, more persistent, and more innovative when they believe their work has meaning. Outcome based metrics make that meaning visible. They also help prevent burnout. When tasks shift constantly and nothing seems to matter, let alone we're not actually delivering to people, yeah, that wears on the team. But when the goal stays steady, even if the tactics, the actual implementation changes along the way, people stay grounded. They can hold on to something that feels real and continue working towards it. Now, a quick warning. Don't try to bolt outcome based metrics on top of your existing activity metrics without changing your mindset. That just adds noise. Start small. One outcome that the team actually cares about, one they can influence. Track it, talk about it, reflect, and prove. That alone is enough to spark a shift. And don't go metric crazy. Not everything needs to be measured. Choose a few metrics that matter and use them to guide actual decisions. The payoff? Teams who understand the why behind their work stay engaged longer. They handle ambiguity better and they push back on noise more effectively. This leads them to innovate more effectively because they're solving real problems, not just checking boxes. This is the kind of environment where people want to stay. Junior team members grow faster. Senior folks feel trusted. And instead of asking, what should I do next? People start asking, can I move us all together forward one step at a time today? It's also the kind of environment where AI thrives. When you pair a desired outcome with AI, you don't just automate tasks, you amplify the insight that you get from those tasks. You move faster, smarter, and with more intention. That's where the real leverage begins. So here's the next move. Look at your current metrics. Ask yourself, what outcomes do these actually represent? If the answer isn't clear or if the outcomes don't matter to your customers, it's time to start redefining. Your team doesn't need more data, they need better signals. So, where can you make this shift today? Let us know in the comments. And if you'd like to learn more about creating psychological safety that supports outcome focused work, pick one of these. I'll be happy to tell you all about it.